Warm greetings. Welcome to today's session of Monday Munching and Musing with Women for Water. This session is conducted with the support of Water Resources Council of the Women in Chambers of Commerce and Industry, collaboration with W4W Foundation and media partner Counterview. My name is Mansi Bal Bhargav, and I'm currently holding the position of National President of the Wiki Water Resource Council. I will be also soon joined by Anubhuti Shekhar, who is City President of Deoghar District. And we are glad to start this conversation, which we colloquially actually refer as Blue Lips. And the conversation is aimed to share the worries and the wisdom by the woman, for the woman, of the woman in the water sector. In here, we hope to learn about the water endeavors of the woman in a regular disciplined manner, just like a masterclass. Today in this session, we are here to listen and know more about Dr. Sazina Bhimani. Sazina is currently oriented to a professional with 17 years of experience in research, training, and capacity building in the field of water resources development and management, especially in arid areas. Since 2014, she has her own consulting firm, Geo Science Services, which offers services on groundwater management programs, geohydrology studies, integrated water resource planning, design and execution of water harvesting and groundwater recharging techniques and capacity building. Prior to that, she has worked with arid communities and technologies at Bhuj for nearly 10 years, and she has independently handled team and worked on training, planning, and research projects. His great ability to demystify geohydrology science to community and for their capacity building awareness program. And importantly, she is also the Gujarat State President for the Wiki Water Resource Council. So welcome, Sazina, and we are really happy to have you here. And sorry for this little technical glitch from our end.
No issue.
Yeah, so since this is going to be a very simple conversation between you and me to understand the life of women in this sector, and we have been in the sector for quite some time to really have a candid conversation on this. So my question starts with a very simple inquiry on your water journey, particularly when did you start, how did you start, and what drove you to, or what made you flow into the water sector?
Yeah. First of all, I'm very much thankful to you and the foundation for this opportunity. Actually, I was very much passionate for maths subject.
Okay.
And when I was doing my graduation, at that time, in my college, there were very few maths professors, only two, and they were also going to retire next year. So I choose physics, and physics was also my one of favorite subjects. And during that, geology, groundwater and geohydrology science is part of geology. Nowadays, it is famous by earth science. So I just took geology subject just to know what is there in that subject because it was new. But मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा वो subject geology because बहुत ही vast subject है. And then I done my graduation with geology. After geology, teaching is my one of favorite profession. I like teaching very much, so I want to become a teacher. But at that time, I didn't get admission in B.Ed because for teaching, you must have B.Ed degree. So my friends were going for masters in geology to Ahmedabad, Gujarat University, and I didn't get admission in B.Ed. As I was fresh, in next year we can't get admission in B.Ed. Only one college topper can get, and I was second in college. So I done my masters in geology. Even after master, I have given my resume to two organizations. One was Sahajivan, where Yogesh Bhai were working, and one White House Public School, where I want to be again maths teacher. But yes, just one day before, I got a call from Sahajivan to be a part of water team, and I just joined that team. And during my master's geohydrology, groundwater, I liked it very much because I am also coming from rural area. I was residing in one small village, So it was like attraction for me. And one more thing was that I didn't want to flow some traditional and set up journeys like banking services, teaching services that much. But I want to do something different. So from there, 22nd July 2004, I have started my journey with water and still flowing with water.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
aware of it. And you have such a range of experience, and especially working in the rural area and the water, which is invisible, that's most important. So I think to understand your current projects and all, how you engage with youth, how you engage with women, maybe it's a good idea that we have our young scholar here, Anubhuti Shekhar, to take up the question on your current endeavors. Anubhuti, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mansi ma'am, for taking the session forward. Thank you, Sazina ji, for joining us today. I would like to start by asking you, how did you decide, like after you mentioned about your current engagement in the water sector, how are you currently engaged in the water sector? What are your daily, how does your day looks like a normal routine? How do you manage your day-to-day routine? How are you involved in the water sector particularly?
Yeah, actually now as I have spent more than 17 years in this sector, so currently my major focus is on groundwater management. So it's not like that. Sometimes what we felt that people understand that we only focus on groundwater. We have no any concern with surface water. It's not like that. If you look at hydrological cycle, there is rainfall, there is surface water, and there is groundwater. Okay, so we want to connect that rainfall and surface water to the groundwater. So groundwater is invisible resource. Yeah, it's visible actually when water comes from the bore wells and pumps. But what is the actual real situation beneath the ground surface? What is the aquifer situation? What is the water table? What is the water quality? And how it changes with withdrawal and recharge? So my major focus is on groundwater management, and now we are working with government also. Like must be knowing Atal Bhujal Yojana. That is the
Yes.
only first scheme by central government on groundwater management. So we are sharing our experiences. Many of experience like how to prepare water security plan using geohydrology science, how to create cadre of Bhujal Jankar. Bhujal Jankar means rural youth, and content creation for panchayat, for women group, for farmer groups, for Bhujal Jankas. We have created many of content to demystify science in simple language, in Gujarati language and Hindi language, so that whoever working on water aspects can use that content. So currently I am basically like a spokesperson of PGWM nowadays, me and Yogesh, my colleague. So we are like spokesperson, and we are supporting many of organization on the PGWM. Just a minute. Many of organization for my
Children
son.
are integral part. Children are integral part of women in water, so it's okay.
Yeah. So like that, I am with the water sector, and I am also see when we talk about women and water, what I felt, we just focus on women in rural areas, but we also have to think of professionals working in water sector.
That's why we are there. Vicky Water
Yeah,
Research
that's why we are
Council.
here. But still, it's like a foundation. But in individual organization, when you go,
Yes.
when I joined this water sector, I was only one alone girl, and I was lucky that my team was very sensitive. But even though only single lady and technical person, not social, so I
Yes.
have to go to field, I have to map geology, I have to prepare maps and all that things. So उस टाइम पे अगर थोड़ा उस टाइम पे ये माहौल था, अभी तो काफी है. तो एक चीज ये भी है कि पर्सनली आई आल्सो मोटिवेट गर्ल्स एंड वीमेन टू जॉइन दिस सेक्टर as professional.
Yeah. And just because your child was here, I think it's a perfect question for Anubhuti now to ask the next question about it. about
I
family
would
and
jump to
profession.
that question. I was just thinking, like you mentioned about Atal Bhujal Yojana, which is a community-led program for the water management. So, Sazina ji, was there any difficulty you faced dealing with the community while working on the water management sector? Were there any fruitful scenarios where you felt that what the community is doing is great, plus any difficulties that you dealt with dealing with the community members?
Yeah, in earlier years, when I talked to community regarding science and when I disclosed the geohydrological situation of their villages, so definitely they get confidence and I can create a good faith and rapport building. But when we ask them about the decision making tools, like where to do recharge borewell, where to excavate the pond and lakes. I'm talking about execution, implementation of water security activities. At that time, their ego, male dominated power, जो community है उसका जो ego है, how one girl can or how one lady can come and ask, tell us what to do and where to do and how much to do. So in initial years of implementation of water security related activities like deepening of ponds and all that things, and especially with CSR projects, when जब वो CSR की activities आती है, at that time rural community के अलग dimensions develop होते हैं. At that time, water is not in the center, but other things like contracts and money and how we can pull money from industries more and more. So ESR interest hote. At that time, being a single lady, I have faced lots of problem, but the solution I found was that I strict on geohydrological science and the planning prepared with community. So based on that science and good team, I can deal with that issue. And nowadays, where I have done working since last 7 to 8 years, तो वहाँ पे अभी ऐसा कोई issue नहीं है. But yeah, still with women, how to pull women from their houses and their daily routine job to discuss water agenda with the community. There is still many issues we are facing, and even during this Atal Bhujal Yojana, we have prepared water security plan for 136 villages in Kutch district in 3 blocks. So when we go to a village and we ask for members to be appointed, women members to be appointed in Pani Samiti, still there are many problems. In some villages, we have to do separate meeting for women and separate meeting from male members. So still there are many issues in interior villages. Still women are facing problems to fetch water for their daily requirement. So yeah, in Kutch region, few villages are very much advanced. So in some villages, women can come together with men and sit and discuss the water agenda, but still there are many area where women are getting issues. And it's like one impression is that कि महिला है उसको कितना पता होगा. So one advantage I get that कि मैं थोड़ी strongly बात करती हूँ, तो जब गांव में जाती हूँ और बोले कि women को पता नहीं है तो मैं खड़ी हो जाती हूँ, मुझे कितना पता है आपके गांव में. So if I am coming from another area to your village, and if I can understand your village, then your females are residing in your villages since childhood or after marriage. So how she can't understand water problems, and जो village level पे जो water problems, household level पे जो water problems है, वो तो महिला ही समझ पाएगी. And nowadays water management is not only restricted to village level or farm level. At household level also, water management is most important, and even for health, because water quality is concern for human health. So अभी भी थोड़ा जो सिनेरियो है वो तो है, लेकिन काफी इम्प्रूवमेंट है.
Right, Sabina ji, जैसे आपने काफी सही ये बात कही, like the way you mentioned about how the communication and your strong communication played a very important role on how the people took you. Like the voice is very important, and we keep on discussing on our Monday Munching platform that as well, that how we communicate, how the education and knowledge plays a very important role is very different. Coming to the next question, like we were talking about kids and family, I wanted to know how did you manage a profession like water, which is most of the time working on the ground, plus your family? How did you balance both the things together?
Yeah, actually, I am blessed with my loving sisters. So one of my three sisters, one just residing my nearby house. So mostly she takes care of my house and my child if I am on field or I am on tour. But after COVID, many travel restrictions have put because of health issues, and even today only I just in morning I went to hospital because I just 20 days before I undergone through uterus removal surgery. So in morning also I was worried that if my health will not get better, how I will join this session. So my husband was asking, you just tell them you will not able to join. मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल सकती मैं. We have to show our willpower and all that things. So yeah, my son is now 9 years old, and my family is nearby, so they take care of him. But definitely, being a mother and being a lady, I definitely have some sort of stress and trauma when I am on field because child is. मैं जब बाहर जाती हूँ तो बेटा घर पे अकेला होता है. तो एक स्ट्रेस तो रहता है कि कहीं गिर जाएगा, अंदर से लॉक है, अकेला बैठा है, गिर गया होगा या ऐसा कुछ हुआ होगा. तो दिस थिंग आई थिंक इसका कोई सॉल्यूशन नहीं है. वो जब तक बड़ा नहीं होगा तब तक आई थिंक ईच एंड एवरी वुमेन हु इज प्रोफेशनल, उसका एक स्ट्रेस तो रहता ही, चाहे आपके पास कोई केयर करने के लिए कोई हो या ना हो घर पे. या जब तक मेरी मदर थी तब तक मैं बहुत रिलैक्स थी, लेकिन उनका देहांत हो गया 2020 में. आफ्टर दैट आई लिटिल बिट फील स्ट्रेस्ड व्हेन आई गो आउट for his health and safety and all these things.
Like Sazina ji, one more thing. Did you ever feel like you had to compromise because of family, or like you have to compromise work life because of the family situation? If yes,
Yeah,
would you like to share?
yeah, many times when I be with my team, and when I get late for some meetings, and when if like 9 बजे का टाइम दिया है तो 9:30 को मैं रेडी होती हूँ. So I feel jealousy of man-dominated society, literally, and I usually tell them that you are very lucky कि आप लोगों को कुछ टेंशन ही नहीं है. बस सुबह उठे, चाय नाश्ता रेडी है, you just get ready and go for office, field tour, whatever, 3-4 days, 5 days field tour. But being a lady, yeah, I have to do many compromises. But when I compare with other women professionals, I feel lucky also because I have my team is very much sensitive, and I can do something better in my field. And when I consider my family responsibility as a burden, then I definitely feel like something compromising. But it's also my part of my life. मदर होना ये भी एक बहुत बड़ी बात है. सो उसको खुशी खुशी वो रोल को निभाना वो भी उतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट है. तो कभी कभी होता है डेफिनेटली कि जब व्हेन कुछ अच्छा सा प्रोग्राम जा रहा है, प्रिपरेशन चल रही है, नाइट रात को 2-2 बजे तक, 3-3 बजे तक हम काम कर रहे हैं, तो घर से फोन आए, मम्मी अभी तो आजा, अभी तो आजा, तब जाना पड़ता है. तो इट्स लाइक दैट. बट या काफी अच्छे से मैनेज हो रहा है with support of family and my husband, and so
Right. Thank you so much, Sazina ji. I would request Mansi ma'am to take it over from here. Thank you.
थैंक यू सो मच अनुभूति, एंड थैंक्स सजीना दिल खोल के बात करने के लिए, जो कि मुझे उम्मीद थी आपके साथ कि आप दिल खोल के ही बात करेंगे और
Yes,
बहुत
yes.
अच्छा लग रहा है मिलके। इम्पोर्टेंट एक जो कॉन्वर्सेशन में अभी मुझे बात निकल के आई, स्पेशली मिड लाइफ में जो लेडीज हैं हम लोग सब, वो अपार्ट फ्रॉम फैमिली, अपार्ट फ्रॉम प्रोफेशन, एक हमारे पास एडिशनल स्ट्रेस तो नहीं बोलूंगी, एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है समाज की तरफ कि हम जो काम हाथ में लेते हैं वो भी हमारे लिए उतना इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाता है ना। अपार्ट फ्रॉम जो हमारा इमोशनल वर्क है या फैमिली वर्क है, और कहीं ना कहीं वुमेन का हेल्थ भी इसमें इम्पैक्ट होता है बहुत दूर तक। आपको लगता है कि वुमेन को रियली एक ये बात इस मुकाम पे आने के बाद 20 साल 15 साल 25 साल काम के बाद, we actually are at 3 crossroads, not even 2, or I mean I will say 4 crossroads, and the 4th crossroad is my question there. So one is family, of course, one is profession, one is our own health and well-being. आप सेल्फ स्ट्रेस किसी कारण से ही ले रहे हैं ना, वो हम मतलब वो हमारा ही सेल्फ क्रिएटेड है, हम नहीं चाहे तो कोई हमको बोल नहीं रहा है, पर हम अपनी जिम्मेदारी में लेते हैं, गिल्ट फील करते हैं। और जो 4th क्रॉस रोड है वो है लीडरशिप का। कहीं ना कहीं बाकी 3 क्रॉस रोड्स में हम इतने उलझे हुए होते हैं जो शायद लीडरशिप का रास्ता या दरवाजा या वो रास्ते पे चलने तक का मुहूर्त बहुत लेट आता है, या कभी कभी ज्यादातर लेडीज के लाइफ में आई थिंक इट इवन डजंट अपीयर, and the reason we can see is that there are not many women leaders. How do you see this conversation जो मैं रख रही हूँ आपके सामने, आपका क्या लगता है?
See, women leadership definitely is accepted at higher level. Like if you are
वहाँ
IAS
पहुँचेंगे, हाँ,
and if you are at decision making position in CSR foundations.
yes.
Okay? So in such जहाँ पे जो टीम का पावर है वो नहीं होता है, जहाँ पे पावर है that women leadership is successfully established. But in person like me, person like us who are working in development sector, in such scenario we don't have that much of power. Like
Yes.
वहाँ पे we have power of knowledge, we have power of sensitivity, okay, we have
Yes.
power of partnership, okay.
Yes.
So in such scenario definitely women leadership accept होना बहुत ही चैलेंजिंग जॉब है, वो रेयर है। एंड इसके जो मैंने जो ऑब्जर्व किए हैं हर्डल्स उसमें क्या आती है, वन थिंग इज दैट कि इवन मेल डोमिनेटेड सोसाइटी है, दे आर आल्सो सेंसिबल, वी आर नॉट मतलब उनको कोसने का कोई मतलब नहीं है, लेकिन
मतलब
फिर
नहीं है।
हाँ, फिर भी क्या होता है कि कोई ऑफिसर्स या कोई ऐसे जो मेल प्रोफेशनल्स हैं इन वाटर सेक्टर, तो उनको भी कभी कभी जिस हिसाब से वो मेल अदर मेल प्रोफेशनल से जो जिस हिसाब से बात कर सकती है, वो थोड़ा एक इंटीमेसी फीमेल प्रोफेशनल के साथ कम आती है। सो ड्यू टू दैट आल्सो
मीटिंग टाइम्स,
हाँ,
मीटिंग टाइम्स फॉर एग्जांपल,
या सो वो देखिए हम रोज बात करते हैं तो हमारी एक इंटीमेसी डेवलप होती है, वीमेन के साथ जस्ट चाय पीने के लिए चले गए, जस्ट डिनर के लिए चले गए, तो वो एक इंटीमेसी डेवलप होती है, कनेक्टिविटी डेवलप, लिंकिंग होता है। तो यहाँ पे एक ये चीज है। सेकंड थिंग आई ऑल्सो ऑब्जर्व इन माई लाइफ, एंड मैं क्लियरली बोलूंगी कि नॉर्मली हम ऐसे बोलते हैं कि वीमेन्स आर जेलसी फॉर ईच अदर, बट मेल्स आर ऑल्सो मोर जेलसी देन women. जब
absolutely, and for women they are more.
yes, and जब एक women leadership के अंदर में जब उनको orders तो नहीं बोलेंगे, हम orders नहीं बोलते, लेकिन
instruction,
feel like that instruction को orders समझते हैं। और उस टाइम पे जो उनका जो politics जो होता है ना, वो women की professional career को बहुत harmful होता है, क्योंकि मैं ऐसा समझ रही हूँ कि होंगे विमेन पॉलिटिशियंस भी बहुत होंगे, लेकिन पर्सनली मैं ये मानती हूँ कि विमेन्स आर मोर सेंसिबल एंड इमोशनल। सो जब उनके पास मल्टीपल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, लाइक फैमिली है, बच्चा है, तो वो उसका दिमाग कैसे पॉलिटिकली ये सारी चीजों को मैनिपुलेट करना उसमें नहीं जाता है। तो इस टाइप के जो सबऑर्डिनेट्स होते हैं या कुलीग होते हैं, वहां पे मेल और फीमेल दोनों की तरफ से जब आगे बढ़ने की बारी आती है तो उसमें काफी दिक्कत होती है। मेल अगर आगे बढ़ता है, कोई कॉन्फ्रेंस में जाता है तो इट्स वेरी वेल एक्सेप्टेड, बट
नॉर्मल।
कि अच्छा ये कैसे कर पाएगी, कैसे होगा। और इन सच सिनारियो फिर फीमेल का भी अंडर कॉन्फिडेंस डेवलप होता है। और जब हम ये चीज की बात करते हैं मेल एंड फीमेल की, तो एक एक इम्प्रेशन बन गई है कि लाइक वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट राइट्स ऑफ वीमेन एंड वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट
हम रिबेल हो गए हैं।
स्पेस मिलना चाहिए, हमारे लिए भी कोई फाउंडेशन खोलना पड़ेगा मेल के लिए। So it's not like that. Male and female both are equally important for a healthy society. Okay.
Absolutely.
तो जो चीज पे बात हो रही है कि जो छूट और जो स्पेस मेल को मिल रही है वो फीमेल को मिलनी चाहिए अगर वो कैपेबल है तो यहाँ पे काफी कुछ ऐसे दिक्कतें तो आती है। लीडरशिप, फीमेल लीडरशिप को एक्सेप्ट करना या फिर हंसी में उड़ा देना, ये तो होता है।
हाँ, and I think it is all by both genders. It's even women are not accepting women leaders.
Yes.
Men are also not accepting women leaders. So that is another problem, and it is a
Double
more of a
challenge.
patriarchal problem. Yeah. अगर वहां से हम बात लेते हैं, if we get it into the water sector, for example, because we both have belonged there. Even Anubhuti also is now trying to get her head into there. 15 years down the line, Anubhuti will be really discussing her life. So we have to also share that with younger generation. When we talk about women leadership, given these 4 crossroads I was talking about, and given the situation that you rightly mentioned that women are, when they have to really chart the path of leadership, it is an added work. They have to really first professionally stand, they take care of the family, take care of their own health. Many a times women give up because of their children. They are growing up when women are actually at that stage of career where they have to switch their gear and get into the leadership role, तब तो बच्चा just बड़ा होने वाला रहता है। तो वहां पे जाके कहीं ना कहीं वो रुक जाती है। Then comes their midlife, their health issue starts coming, so they have to start taking priorities. Given all these situations, and probably the key reasons are these, that women are not getting into the leadership roles because we know that there are very few women leaders in the water sector. There are very few women leaders in all sectors, but we focus on the water sector. I mean, even in the political leadership, we still have not crossed 13%, 14% of women leadership in the country. So we are far, far from there as well. But if I focus on our water sector, and you being from the technical side, and then I can bring my knowledge of the social science side. Do you think that as women, we really have some other issues also that we are somehow there is something in the society that we prefer more to remain professional over taking that extra step and going further to the leadership role? Because being professional is one part of it, and when you want to step into the leadership role, politics come as part of it, power comes as part of it, learning to be strategic, learning to be being very vocal in public, writing a lot of things, writing your views. Do you think women are really ready to take those things? If not, why are they keeping themselves aside in the water sector particularly? Why not that extra fifth gear गाड़ी में क्यों नहीं डाल रही हैं at this age?
Yeah, women actually are ready to take that responsibility of leadership for water agenda. If I concern this leadership at village level, definitely female can perform that role very well. Because उसको गांव में ही रहना है, like responsibility of safe and regular drinking water supply, as a responsibility of female farmer groups, and some water conservative practices. Women can take this leadership and can perform well, because we have many of examples, like one हिसाबेन करके एक बुजल जानकार, उसने बहुत ही अच्छा परफॉर्म किया हुआ है. She even attended that water mission, water week जो था, दिल्ली
Yeah.
में. So women can perform at village level, at some group of villages level. But when we talk about linking the bottom up approach with top down approach, and जब वो government या licensing करना है, at that position women may need some extra space, because वहाँ पे एक responsibility आ जाती है. और जब when we are leadership is not like a laddu ki आपने खा लिया. It's also
नहीं,
need your attention, your 24 hours
time,
availability.
additional
Okay?
time.
Yeah, time चाहिए उसमें. You must be available all the time. When your team needs your support, you have to be available. At that time, on the position of leadership, you can't say कि मैं नहीं आ सकूंगी, I am not available, I have these problems, all these things. So यहाँ पे जो चीज है कि if we have growing child, or if we have some health issues, definitely leadership का जो एक power है, skill है, ability है, but due to restriction of family and time, we may not be able to perform that job very well. But definitely at organization level or at village level, women can perform this job very well.
But do you agree with me that actually leadership itself is a full-time profession? So you may not remain a technical scientist if you choose to become a leader, sorry, or you may have to really see that I will, work more on the leadership side, and I have a team developed which works on the technical side of it. Do you think that leadership itself is a full-time work, and which
Yes.
women are not willing to leave aside their professional work?
No, professional work, that is the only way. Professional work is the vehicle that takes you
To
to
take to
the
the leadership.
position.
Yes.
Okay.
But at
So-
some point in time, you really have to switch it more to the leadership side, and professional work thoda sa hoga. Do you think that that is something which women are not exploring? You know why I'm asking this question? I mean, especially after holding this position as the national president, I did realize how much time it requires to do this netagiri vis-a-vis doing my own work. So now this work has become more work than my actual work of research.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
last 1 year I have not published a single paper, and I'm really thinking 100 times about myself. So somewhere you have to really think about that leadership itself is a work by its virtues. You cannot do it as a part-time, because I think we are so much in a situation where we have to prove ourselves as professional. We prefer to do that more, and leadership reh jata hai kahin na kahin.
Yes. So professional work is like that action type of work, that you have to do these meetings, you have to prepare these maps, you have to generate these reports, you have to publish this paper. But leadership is like exploring human power, manpower, building the team, exploring new linkages, exploring new programs. So it's not like that कि वो कुछ चीजों में bounded है कि आपको इतना करना है. It's like a
Unlimited.
job.
Unlimited and almost
Unlimited.
getting full time. Now,
Full time.
I also did not realize it earlier, and that's why I'm asking you this question, because somewhere I'm realizing ये जो मैं बोल रही था गाड़ी आपने ऑलरेडी 3rd गियर तक चला ली होगी गाड़ी, अब लीडरशिप के लिए एक एक्स्ट्रा गियर लगाना ही पड़ेगा गाड़ी में, और वो कहीं ना कहीं नहीं लग पा रहा है शायद. So do you think there are some extra skill sets also that may help or motivate women to get into the leadership role? Because I find somehow there are some things which are required additional than just being a good professional. So a good professional not necessarily becomes a good leader, but a good leader can only reach that leadership, as you rightly mentioned, that the profession is the vehicle to reach the leadership. What do you think?
लीडरशिप पे मतलब 4th गियर में गाड़ी डालने के लिए जो फ्यूल सपोर्ट है ना, that may need from
institutional.
like so if we have like forum like Wiki, okay. So if there is support forum for women leadership, definitely that can motivate women to jump in this leadership position, because एक अंडर कॉन्फिडेंस रहता है, या एक देखिए जो हम बोलते हैं ना कि सोर्सेस बहुत कनेक्शन होना, मेल डोमिनेटेड सोसाइटी के पास बहुत सारी कनेक्टिविटी है, फीमेल्स के पास आप देखो तो कनेक्टिविटी या सोर्सेस बहुत कम है। तो ड्यू टू दैट एंड एक कहीं ना कहीं आपने जैसे मेंशन किया कि 13-15% ही प्रोफेशनल्स है, तो उसको बाकी के 75 या 85 प्रोफेशनल्स जो मेल डोमिनेटेड उसके साथ उसको काम करना है। लीडरशिप की अगर बात करें तो अगर ऐसा एक फोरम है कि जो विमेन लीडरशिप को प्रमोट करता हो, उसको कहीं ना कहीं गाइडेंस देता हो, तो वो एक बहुत बड़ा मोटिवेशन का एक पार्ट बन सकता है फॉर विमेन। करना है वो करना है, या कोई गाइड करने वाला नहीं होता, खुद को ही
बहुत सही बोला आपने,
इंस्पायर करना है, खुद को ही मोटिवेट करना है, खुद को ही सोचना है, ये सब कुछ
और
करना
खुद को ही प्लान करना है।
खुद को ही प्लान करना है। यस, सो इन सच सिनेरियो इफ फोरम जैसा कुछ है लाइक वाटर का हमारा है, तो ऐसे जो फोरम्स हैं, और डेफिनेटली हम ग्रुप्स पे जो हमारी बातें होती है, चैटिंग होते हैं, तो काफी एक कनेक्टिविटी बिल्ड होती है कि अच्छा मुझे महाराष्ट्र में ये करना है, तो कहीं ना कहीं से वी कैन हैव कनेक्शन,
रिसोर्स मिलेगा।
हाँ रिसोर्स मिलेगा। तो ये एक चीज है कि जो काफी मोटिवेट कर सकती है। सेकंड थिंग जो है दैट इज मे बी लाइक जैसे साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट जो है, उनका एक विमेन साइंटिस्ट का एक प्रोग्राम रहता है। तो ऐसे लीडरशिप प्रोग्राम्स अगर ऐसे डेवलप होते हैं, तो वहां पे विमेन की एक लीडरशिप आ सकती है। काम करने के लिए ऐसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस भी होनी चाहिए कि जो विमेन लीडरशिप को प्रमोट करती हो। इट्स नॉट लाइक पेड जॉब कि आज इवन टुडे इवन
एक्चुअली इट्स अनपेड जॉब, इट्स अनपेड जॉब।
या सो अगर प्रोफेशनल है तो वो कितना टाइम ऐसे वॉलंटरीली, अटल भूजल योजना में we have started working since 2020. Okay, at that time it was lockdown, and since 3 years we are working on Atal Bhujal Yojana, how to make that yojana effective on the ground level, how to prepare water security plan, contact development, but we didn't get any payments. Okay, so when you grow as a leader, women leader in such sector, so ऐसे कोई programs भी नहीं है कि आपको कौन पैसे देगा, ठीक है। इफ यू आर नॉट एफिशिएंट इन फाइनेंशियल मैटर, बट कुछ तो चाहिए ना। सो ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स भी नहीं है कि जो आपको और आज मुझे यहाँ से अहमदाबाद भी जाना है तो मुझे भी खर्चा होगा। सो इस टाइप का जो एक फोरम है या ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स है, इवन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है वो भी अगर लीडरशिप, वीमेन लीडरशिप को प्रमोट करती है, तो कहीं ना कहीं एकेडमिक के साथ अगर इसको लिंक करते हैं तो डेफिनेटली एक मोटिवेशन मिलेगा फीमेल लीडरशिप को।
I think you raised two very important points. एक कि institutional environment और जहाँ women leadership की बात हो, because there is lot of talk about women professionals होना चाहिए, women का education, girl child education होना चाहिए, but leadership के लिए कुछ additional skill sets develop करने के लिए institutional support अभी भी शायद हमारे देश में अभी भी उतने नहीं है। बात तो होती है, बट उसके लिए जैसे आपने बिल्कुल सही बोला कि if a leader cannot work in vacuum, leader also needs funding support. If they are going to give time, they also need some support. If they have to organize some event, if they want to make a movement, if they want to do some capacity building, उसके लिए provision नहीं है अभी तक। जबकि हम water में हम ये देख रहे हैं, आप भी you are working on the field, that much of the water management is about people management. And much of the people management is about actually reaching out to women and telling them what to bring a change. So if there is not enough funding for women leadership, then also it becomes a deterrent for women to really think about leaving their profession and giving more voluntary work.
Yeah, and one more thing is that it's not like time bounded job, right?
Absolutely.
It's more regarding behavioral change. Okay, so we can't predict that this society will get changed within 3 years, 4 years.
No, of course
it's
not.
Behavioral change. So ये एक continuous process है. It's
Absolutely.
not bounded to 2 to 3 years or 4 years का program हो गया. So definitely this type
provision
of forum can.
We need more provision also in the institutional setup. जैसे even government भी बोल रही है, पर उसके लिए provision कहाँ है? कोई project में भी provision नहीं है, otherwise भी provision नहीं है. जैसे हम मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट में भी देखते हैं, there are provision for women who are underprivileged, you know, to empower them, to give them some facilities, mothers here and there. There are not provision for women who want to be leaders.
Yes.
We do not have fundings and we do not have programs where we can invite 10 women and say that we will give you leadership skills.
Yes.
You know, that is not there. So
yeah, and even in much programs, like if there is provision of this much percentage of female participation is required, so the focus is on the percentage, not on the female participation.
yes.
Okay, so we have to submit the document of Pani Samiti that there are total 11 members and 33% of members are female. So वो 33 कैसे लाना है वो, लेकिन आप, मैं तो ये कहती हूँ 10% लाओ अगर नहीं है तो.
But हाँ,
वो
qualities.
जो फीमेल पार्टिसिपेशन, ये जो रिजर्वेशन रखने का जो मेन रीजन है, जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है, वो वहां पे होना चाहिए. सो पार्टिसिपेशन ऑन पेपर आ जाता है, बट इन रियल सेंस देयर इज नो पार्टिसिपेशन. सो ये एक बहुत बड़ी
क्वालिटेटिव होना,
या क्वालिटेटिव होना, ये एक बहुत बड़ी चैलेंज है एक्चुअली.
ये चैलेंज तो दोनों तरफ से आती है, सिस्टम से भी आ रही है एंड इट इज आल्सो कमिंग फ्रॉम इंडिविजुअल्स आल्सो. So let me ask you, you already mentioned two very important points. Platforms like these are important and it is a continuous process. You also mentioned an important point when you were comparing about men leaders and all, that men have the advantage of connectivity and networks, you know, which is what we are also trying to do through this, that if women have networks, for example, you mentioned that if I know that if I have to get a project in Maharashtra, or if I want to engage in Maharashtra, this is a network, I can ask them and so on and so forth. You know, what are the other skill sets do you think we should start working on to build women leadership in the country? I mean, I'm asking this question to understand if we can organize workshops and, you know, inculcate those skill sets. One skill set has to be that, you know, changing the mindset. You have to change gear in life and get into fifth gear and fourth gear and spend more time in leadership. I mean, that itself is a mindset change. Because if I'm earning very well, why should I compromise and get into leadership where I know there is no earning? You know, and it requires more time and no returns. I mean, no return as in you don't know what is the return.
Yeah, yes. So I think the skills women can need to be a leader. One thing is a leadership skills. What is exactly leadership? Leadership we just ऐसे ही हम वो वर्ड को भी एकदम सिंपली ले लेते हैं कि आपको ये टीम को लीड करना है. इट्स नॉट लाइक अ लीडरशिप. कोई एजेंडा को लीड करना है तो व्हाट लीडरशिप स्किल्स रिक्वायर्ड फॉर दैट पोजीशन. सो लीडरशिप ट्रेनिंग है. Second thing I think is that program framing, not project framing, program framing. कि achieve that agenda, कोई ना कोई प्रोग्राम इज नॉट लाइक कोई प्रोजेक्ट लेके आए 20 लाख का और इम्प्लीमेंट कर दिया. प्रोग्राम फ्रेमिंग इन लाइक अगर हम बोलते हैं कि वाटर सेंसिटाइजेशन या विमेन को मोटिवेट करना इस फील्ड में, तो हाउ यू विल एग्जीक्यूट दैट एजेंडा ऑन फील्ड. कि आपका प्रोग्राम कैसे रहेगा. जैसे मंडे मल्चिंग हम कर रहे हैं तो इस पार्ट ऑफ वन प्रोग्राम. सो प्रोग्राम फ्रेमिंग कैसे करना है इन इफेक्टिव वे, वो स्किल की शायद जरूरत रहेगी. And third thing is that ki how to leverage fund, like आपने जैसे बोला कि आपने एक साल से पेपर नहीं लिखा है ना, तो विमेन की खुद की विजिबिलिटी कैसे क्रिएट करनी है इन द सोसाइटी. ओके, सो वो जो एक विजिबिलिटी क्रिएट करने की जो स्किल है ना, वो बहुत लैकिंग है. क्योंकि
बहुत ज्यादा लैकिंग है. हम रियलाइज कर रहे हैं ये बात. They are not documenting, they are not promoting their work and all.
Yes,
which is the reason we are doing this, by the way.
Yes. So ये जो visibility जो है ना, visibility आने के साथ confidence आएगा. Confidence आने के साथ उनको रास्ते भी दिखेंगे. तो वो उसके गियर डालेंगे, लेकिन अगर रास्ता ही पता नहीं है तो वो फोर्थ या फिफ्थ गियर में कैसे डालेंगे.
Absolutely, very well put. I think we have been using two words, acknowledging and appreciating the work. क्योंकि women तो already काम कर रही है in the water sector. Now how to tell the world and even the society, even family members for that matter, many a times they don't know what we are doing. So
Yes.
telling them. So I think an important institutional environment which we can work on is documenting women's work on their behalf, or helping them document, which requires again funding, because if for example, if I want to promote what Sazina has done for 15 years, which means we would like to create a website of Sazina, reach out to social media, develop this, that also requires funding. Now the question will come, who is going to is woman agreeing to do that for herself? Is she willing to spend that money on herself? It's like an investment, or are there institutional environments which are willing to promote these things? And both the things are lacking at this point in time. I have reached out to many women, and I do realize that many women really don't have time to document their work and promote them. They
Yes.
think it is not required, but without realizing that actually it is harming the society at large. It's not
Yes.
about your self-promotion. It is about one woman getting promoted actually can motivate thousands of girls.
Yes.
So if we don't come to know, that XYZ woman is working wonderfully and she's successful, these are the opportunities, how will other girls or other boys even come to know that this is happening? And also, increasing the scale of the project. If I am working on X scale of the project, if I want to do 10 projects, expand office and all, unless and until one is able to tell that this is my work thing, this is what I'm working on, how will people get to the person to give you work for that matter? So that's where documentation and dissemination becomes extremely important. Now the question is, who does that? Is the person going to do it for themselves? There are agencies. Is the person realizing that it is required? And that's where you raised a very important question on, we need to really tell them what is leadership also. That's extremely important.
Yeah, it's if women feel and if it is possible for her to spend for her visibility, it's a good thing. But definitely, as women are now multitasking, so she may not have enough time. And if she may have time and money to spend on her visibility, who will look
Promote.
at her visibility? Okay, who will promote her? Okay, मैं अगर मेरा झंडा लेके कहीं पे बैठ भी गई तो कितने लोग देखेंगे? So rather than individuals' efforts, I must say it needs some institutional.
Absolutely, both efforts.
So अगर जहाँ पे women काम कर रही है और वहां से भी एक विल पावर है कि उसकी विजिबिलिटी आनी चाहिए, और कहीं पे एक फोरम है कि जो उसको सपोर्ट कर रहा है, तो कहीं पे बात बनेगी. इंडिविजुअल्स तो क्या है कि जब तक नेटवर्क नहीं बनेगा तब तक वो उसकी स्ट्रेंथ का पता नहीं चलेगा. ओके, सब स्ट्रेंथ का पता नहीं चलेगा. सो डेफिनेटली एकेडमिक इंस्टीट्यूशन ये कर सकती है, फोरम लाइक विकी और वो कर सकते हैं. एंड थर्ड थिंग दैट इज मे बी पॉसिबल विद गवर्नमेंट, बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट का भी एक डिपार्टमेंट तो है. ओके, सो वहां से भी अगर कुछ ऐसा रिकॉग्निशन के अप्रिशिएशन मिलता है, नॉट ओनली फॉर वीमेन वर्किंग इन वाटर सेक्टर बट इन अदरवाइज. सो ये भी एक चीज है कि वाटर वाले वाटर के साथ बात करते हैं, अलग अलग एक सेगमेंट हो गए हैं, बट अगर एक कॉमन फोरम पे अगर ये चीज बात आती है, so it's not like to promote women but to build a healthy society.
Absolutely, I think very good point.
This must be agenda of government, because अगर आप सोसाइटी की बात करते हैं तो आपका क्वालिटी लाइफ का बढ़ेगा. ओके, आपकी देश का जो हम बोल रहे हैं ना, अभी एक जस्ट बीच में एक मैंने देखा कुछ कि इंडिया इज ऑन समथिंग वेरी फार ऑन वेयर पीपल आर हैप्पी with the country.
We are really bad in happiness index, in the country.
Happiness index. So पाकिस्तान, नेपाल जैसे आगे है. कौन से कंट्री पे अभी जो वॉर चल रहा था, वो यूक्रेन, वो भी आगे है. क्यों? So if we want to build our reputation in such a happy country, so definitely men and women are equal partner of this society. और अगर ये सोसाइटी क्या है, गवर्नमेंट है, ये जो इंस्टीट्यूशन है, एकेडमिक्स ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ले सकती है. तो अगर इस तरीके से प्रमोशन मिलता है तो डेफिनेटली विमेन लीडरशिप बहुत अच्छे से ऊपर के आएगी.
I think I will pick a very important point from what you just mentioned. That पहले भी आप बोल रहे थे कि ये एक program level intervention होना चाहिए rather than project bound by time. So there is already an agenda by the government of India and in general also in the society. बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ उसी का हिस्सा है ना, रिजर्वेशन उसी का हिस्सा है. But then how to really create that enabling environment, how to give more opportunities, how to make it like a continuous project, and especially leadership skills bhi humko sikhane chahiye. But this type of talking can go on, and if that kind of program is there for women in general, as you rightly mentioned, actually we all know that a developed society is where women are in better positions, and for that matter India is way far in the list. We have to do a lot, but if there is a program which is already ongoing, our little team can work on contributing the water sector. Then there are other sectors also. We cannot do everything, but in the ongoing program, this can be our little contribution to bring water leaders in the front. But in general, also we need more women leaders in the country itself. And I think that will bring an end to my conversation with you, and I hand it over to Anubhuti to do the last bit of question because it is more oriented towards the youth. Anubhuti, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mansi, for those wonderful questions. It really helped me to know Dr. Sazina and her journey in the women sector, water sector, and how she takes a woman leadership. It was really insightful. Like we always talk about creating visibility of the work, and that is what we are trying to do here through Monday Munching also. But like you mentioned, so it was sort of helped us get a recognition, and I am hoping that through this platform we can get more women on our platform. Like Sadia ji, you mentioned about women leadership and the challenges that they face. I would like to request you if you have any message for the young professionals who are stepping into the water sector and the women leaders. If you have any specific message that you wish to share to them, we would.
For youngsters and girls who just jumped in this sector, my first advice is that make yourself competent in with science, with knowledge, with techniques, so that your experience will take you to the leadership position. Okay, without knowing the sector, without field experience, without your community engagement related experiences, you can't be a leader. Okay, so my first advice is that make yourself so much competent in whatever sector you are working, whether you are working on social aspects, whether you are technical person. If you are technical, have some experiences of social aspects. If you are social, try to understand science and techniques, so that when you are on the leadership position, you must have all types of information and from where you can get support when you are on leadership position. So first advice is that make yourself competent, spend your 10 years to get better experiences on various types of areas, and then make yourself vocal. कभी कभी women बोलती नहीं है, बहुत कुछ अंदर होता है. Even in my field also, in my team, मैं हर बार एक बात बोलती हूँ कि कभी भी कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम हो टीम को बोलती हूँ, आप रात को भी मुझे फोन कर सकते. Even though few females, few girls are not contacting me, and जब दूसरा मीटिंग होता तब बताते हैं कि मैम हमको ये प्रॉब्लम था. So ये जो vocability होनी चाहिए to share your feelings, to share your experiences, share your opinions. तो ये एक जो स्किल है बात करने की, अपनी बात रखने की, वो उसमें आनी चाहिए. तो ये अगर दो चीज हैं तो डेफिनेटली एक गुड फीमेल लीडरशिप इवॉल्व होगी.
Right, thank you, Sazina ji. Like आपने काफी अच्छे से ये बोला कि education as well as communication, both the things are really important, and that is something all the young professionals and women leaders should take care of. It was such a wonderful session. May you remain an inspiration to others. We are so grateful to learn about your water endeavors. We look forward to the coming Mondays to learn more about Women for Water. The next Monday Munching and Musing is on 3rd April with Dr. Bhakti Dev. For regular updates, you may please follow us on a social media platform. Do take care. Thank you.